Hello my friends, I'm Serenity Dawn and welcome to the story. Today I am bringing you my TBR for the Readathon, formerly known as Booktubeathon, the Reading Rush. Yes, they've changed their name. It is now the Reading Rush. They have a website and everything, and on the website you can sign up for this Readathon to officially participate, and there are forums that you can talk with other people in and badges that you can earn. It's this whole big deal. Of course, there will still be Twitter sprints and Instagram posts and video challenges. I mean, the whole gauntlet, y'all. It's awesome. I love this Readathon. Every year I look forward to it. It's a blast. There are these 7 official challenges with a bonus this year because the bonus is to read 7 books. So no longer an official challenge, it is a bonus challenge. And you can earn a badge for that if you want. If you're like me and super competitive. Oops. The challenges are as follows. Challenge number 1 is to read a book with a certain color on the book. And it can be just a tiny bit of color or the whole book can be that color. And today I am wearing said color. You guessed it, folks. It's purple. And the book that I have chosen is Alienated by Melissa Landers. Now, I got this book last year and I've yet to read it. However, a few weeks ago when my husband and I were able to go on a trip, I picked up Starflight, which is by the same author. You know, I read this on the way home and I devoured it. It was really good. Even my husband was engrossed in it because I was reading it aloud. And it was so good. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. It gave me Lunar Chronicle vibes. It was a lot of fun. It was so sweet. Anyway, excited to read the second one in this one. But I don't have it. I do have Alienated, and it's got purple on the cover. And here on the typography, there is purple, as well as on the spine, a little bit right here. This is about aliens, and it's very reminiscent to me of a show that was on, I don't know, like 10 years ago now, called Star-Crossed. I really enjoyed that show, and it only lasted 1 season, but it was really cool. It was a really intriguing show because it was about aliens and humans, and they were basically integrating a school together. And this kind of sounds a little bit like that situation. Kara and her family are hosting an exchange student who is an alien, and so it sounded a little bit like that show, and it just sounded fun. So I'm excited to read this one. The second challenge is to read a book in the same spot the entire time. Now, if you're like me, this is more of a difficult challenge than it should be because I am constantly moving around when I'm reading, unless I'm reading it in one sitting. So, I chose a very short book. This is the shortest book on my list because I knew this was going to be a doozy for me. I've chosen Memento by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Now, this is a short story that they wrote. I believe this is a prequel story to the Illuminae files. And so I am excited to read it and to see what happens. I'm pretty sure we're going to have an appearance of Aiden in this story, so that's exciting too, because Aiden's such an interesting and fascinating, complex character. I really like it. The third challenge is to read a book that you meant to read last year. Now, I literally have like 50 books or more that I meant to read last year. But isn't that the plight of a reader? There's too many books in too little time. So I decided to read a book by an author that I really enjoy, and that is Mary E. Pearson and The Adoration of Jenna Fox. So this is the first in the Fox Forever or Fox Legacy. I don't know. It's Fox something or another. So in The Adoration of Jenna Fox, it is about a girl who is named Jenna, or is it? Because Jenna has been in a coma for the past year and she doesn't remember anything. She has amnesia. They've told her that Jenna is her name. And so obviously this girl has a lot of questions and nobody seems to really want to answer them. And it kind of sounds like it might be a little bit of a suspense, possibly sci-fi kind of a thing going on. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about it, and I really don't want to. I want to go into this one kind of blind. So, you know what I know. For the fourth challenge, we are supposed to read an author's debut novel. So read the first book that they wrote. And this, again, was on my list of books that I was intrigued and wanted to read last year, but I just never got around to it. And that is Entwined by Heather Dixon. Now, this book is a retelling of The 12 Dancing Princesses. It is a standalone fantasy novel, which is kind of rare. You don't come across a whole lot of standalone novels in the fantasy genre. So that was really intriguing. This cover is stunning. It is just beautiful. So pretty. In fact, it inspired me to paint the edges of my pages because it's just so pretty. But I heard a lot of good things about it, and I also recently got a hold of the audiobook for it, so I can switch between the two if I need to during the readathon, which is fantastic because I love a good audiobook. Of course, I don't know if it's good yet or not, but I will have that option of switching back between the two. So for me, that's a bonus. For the 5th challenge, we are supposed to read a book with a non-human main character. With it being a non-human main character, it could be about an animal, it could be about an inanimate object, it could be about someone from another planet. I mean, just about anything goes, as long as they're not human. So, what I have chosen is a book that I've wanted to read and I've been saving for a readathon, and by golly, I feel like the reading rush is the perfect one. I'm going to be reading a story about an android. Now, what book am I reading, you might ask? Obviously, you're watching this video. Oy. The book that I will be reading for a non-human perspective is Wires and Nerve, Volume 1 by Marissa Meyer. This is the first out of 2 graphic novels in the Lunar Chronicles world, and it is following Aiko, who is an android. So she's not human, and it fits perfectly. I've been excited to read this graphic novel and saving it for a readathon. So, whoop, whoop, we're finally here, my friends. Wow, I just remembered I painted the edges of this one too. The 6th challenge is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title. This one at first I thought was going to be more of a challenge. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized it was going to be a challenge for the opposite reason, because there were a lot of books that I actually do want to read that have 5 or more words in the title. Obviously, The Adoration of Jenna Fox would work for this challenge. So if I get really bogged down with some of my other reads, I might use this as a dual check for this readathon, but we'll see. I'm not planning on it. The book that I've decided to read is My Almost Flawless Tokyo Dream Life by Rachel Cohen. Now, I have not yet read anything by this author, but this sounded really intriguing. The other books that I know that she's written were in a very different genre. This is a contemporary. I just realized that she also was the co-author of Niganora's Infinite Playlist. I haven't read that one. It is about a girl named Ellie who is a foster kid in the US, and when she's like 16 or so, she finds out that she has a dad who is very much alive and lives in Tokyo and is a hotel mogul there. And she flies from DC to Tokyo and starts to get to know her biological family. And of course, you know, you got family dynamics and hierarchy and the whole getting into a new social situation and school and friends and all that. It just sounds like a really intriguing book and right up my alley. I love Asian culture and family dynamics, and I am all about the K-dramas, and this kind of sounds a little bit reminiscent. Again, I could be wrong here, but it sounds a little bit like fish out of water situation like you had with Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. It's a lovely dust jacket. I love this color scheme. It's such a beautiful color scheme. And it's got 6 words in the title, so it fits 5 or more. Yay! So for the 7th and final challenge, we are to read a book and then watch its movie adaptation. So you need to find a book that has been made into a movie or a show. This one has been a really hard one for me to figure out, and I still don't have it narrowed down. So I'm going to tell you the ones that I'm considering. And they are The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. Now, The Last Unicorn is one of my all-time favorite animated movies growing up. Oh my word, the voice cast for that movie was off the charts. Really, really top notch. And the story was beautiful, and it was sad, and it was different. It's really good. But I've never read the book. So I thought maybe it's time for me to finally read the book, and I can rewatch the movie. Or I could read another book that I've been meaning to that's a classic by Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express. It's a movie, it's a book, actually multiple movies, so, you know, I have my choice of different movies if I want. So I could do that. I like mysteries. It's not a super long book. It should be doable. Or there's a couple of things by Neil Gaiman that I've been wanting to read or see, and I haven't. And those are Stardust, and I've never seen the movie either, so it would be good to read the book and then I could watch the movie. Or recently Amazon did Good Omens, and it's got David Tennant, y'all. I like David Tennant. He's such a great actor. I feel like he's a good human being. Like, I just really like him. So want to see Good Omens because of that. And since I hadn't decided and made up my mind, I've gotten Good Omens, Stardust, and Murder on the Orient Express all on audiobook form from my library. So I might go with that again if I need to break up all the physical books with audiobooks. So that would be the deciding factor, I think, in what I'm going to go with is how long I have to devote to a book and whether or not I'm going to read it in physical format or listen to it in audio format. I guess you'll just have to stick around and see what I wind up doing for challenge number 7 because I haven't decided. I'm very much a mood reader, y'all. In case that whole little thing didn't totally give that away. I enjoy just going with what sounds good and captures my attention. I find that I don't have as many reading slumps that way and things stay fresh and new. So that's what I tend to do. I'm really excited for this readathon and I hope you are too. And if you didn't know about it or didn't know about the name change, now you do. I would love for you to participate if you hadn't planned on it already. So that's my TBR for the Reading Rush 2019. I hope that you enjoyed it and maybe you got some ideas for potential reads for you in the future, or the readathon if you haven't already decided on your TBR. If you are doing the Reading Rush and you've already got your TBR or you post one after this, make sure that you leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to go and watch it. Leave me a link to your video. I'll make sure to definitely check it out. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and the little subscribe and ring the bell so that you'll be notified when I post new videos because there should be quite a few coming out in the next few weeks. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope you're having a beautiful and blessed day. Don't forget to enjoy this story. Bye.